The sixth commandment is usually stated with the words, "Thou shalt not kill." But in the original Hebrew, it's only two words, "no murder." So that's the way I like to summarize it. And with those words, let's explore the sixth commandment. Thou shalt not kill, we say, and that seems simple enough. Maybe the commandment you are least likely to break. I've never killed anyone, you say, and I am not tempted to. But the word kill is very broad. We use it for a lot of different things. I go on vacation, and I ask you to water my plants, and you forget, and they die. You killed my plants, I say. Is that breaking this commandment? Or you have a hamburger for dinner. Somebody had to kill a cow to get you that meat. Is killing animals wrong? Or a soldier goes off to war, and in war people get killed. Or someone commits murder, and their punishment is that the government will kill them. Is God forbidding all kinds of killing? The answer is no. God is forbidding murder. Murder is the unlawful killing of another person on purpose. How do I know this? Well, here's a question our church has talked about a lot. How do we interpret the Bible? The answer is we interpret the Bible with the Bible itself. The rest of the Bible will make it clear what kinds of killing are allowed. Let's start with animals. Some people say that killing animals is wrong, that we should not kill animals for food. But God said the opposite. In Genesis 9:3, God told us, "Every moving thing that is alive shall be food for you." God created those animals, and he told us what we can do with them. We can kill them for food. But what if you are not killing them for food? God didn't say that we could kill them just for fun. He doesn't want us to waste them. In Proverbs 12:27, God said that a lazy man does not roast his prey. He goes hunting, and he kills an animal, and he just wastes it. That is not pleasing to God. Do you remember a vision from God that came to Peter in the New Testament? He saw a big sheet coming down from heaven. The sheet was full of animals. And God told Peter, "Kill and eat those animals." Of course it is okay to kill animals. That is not what the Ten Commandments are talking about. But what about the government killing people as a punishment for crime? Again, the Bible gives us the answer. In the same chapter where God told Noah he could kill animals, God told Noah that killing people was wrong. If you do that, the punishment should be death. Here's the way the Bible says it. Whoever sheds man's blood, by man his blood will be shed. We call this the death penalty. We call this capital punishment. And God told governments to do it. This kind of killing is not wrong either, but it's the job of the government, not you. And what about killing in war? Do you remember the story of David and Goliath? This is one of the most famous stories in the Bible. And what does David do at the end of the story? He killed Goliath. Is David breaking the Ten Commandments? No, because he is a soldier in a war. This is what the Bible says in 1 Samuel 17:21. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army. This was not just one man fighting another. This was two armies fighting. Goliath was a Philistine soldier. David was fighting for his country and his army. If our country is attacked, our soldiers can fight back. That is not breaking the sixth commandment. But that doesn't mean that anything that happens in war is okay. Even in war, you can go beyond fighting for your country, and you can commit murder. Sadly, the second most famous story in David's life might be this one. There is a brave soldier in David's army named Uriah. He has a beautiful wife named Bathsheba. And King David wants her. He should not have her because she is already married to another man. So David wants her husband to die. He sends directions to Uriah's commander. Place Uriah in the front, withdraw from him so that he will die. David is making a plan to kill this man. Although he is a king, he is not carrying out government business. Although there is a war, he is not fighting in the war. He is killing another man out of personal interest. And this was a violation of the sixth commandment. The Bible says the thing that David had done was evil in the sight of the Lord. It was murder. It was a terrible sin. So the command is, do not murder. Do not murder anyone. Not even if they are old or sick or handicapped. Some people want to do that. It's called euthanasia. And God did not give us permission to do that. Only God can decide when a person's life should end. Do not murder anyone, even if they are not yet born. We call this abortion, and it is also wrong. Do not murder anyone, even if that someone is you. Some people become so sad and so discouraged, they just want to die. They think maybe they should kill themselves. We call this suicide. But God does not give you permission to do that either. Several godly people in the Bible got so sad that they wanted to die. Sometimes they asked God to take them to heaven, but none of them did it to themselves. Only wicked men like Judas do that. Jesus talked about this sixth commandment in the Sermon on the Mount. He said, "You have heard, thou shalt not kill. But I say unto you, that whoever is angry with his brother shall be in danger of the judgment." In other words, don't even think about it. Sometimes people will become so mad at someone else, they will say something like this, "I wish you were dead." Maybe you are not going to take a gun and shoot them yourself, but you are thinking thoughts about murder. Jesus said, don't do that. Don't think that way. Don't murder people. Don't think the kinds of thoughts that lead to murder either. Murder is serious. And murder is not entertainment either. Shooter games have become very popular. Games where the main thing you do is you go around and you shoot other people with a gun. This is a game people play for fun. Shooting people is so much fun, they say. No, that's a terrible thing to say. Shooting people is wrong. Shooting people is a sin. Shooting people should not be fun. But you say, it's not real. It's just a game. I'm not really killing anyone. But remember Jesus' words. Don't think thoughts about murder. This is such a serious sin. You should not even think that way. Paul told us to think instead about things that are just, pure, lovely, good. Is shooting people just, pure, lovely, and good? No, it is not. It is not something you should be thinking about. But it's war, you say. That is an exception. Killing in war is okay. In my game, I am not a murderer. I am a soldier fighting in a war. I am worried if you think that is fun. Killing people is not fun, not even in a war. Soldiers do not enjoy what they are doing. They do not do it for fun. King David was a soldier. He fought in lots of wars. But later in life, he wanted to build a temple for God. And God told him no. And God told him why. You shall not build a house for my name, because you are a man of war and have shed blood. God is not saying that David's wars were wrong. That was what he needed to do as king. But wars are a serious and sad business. It is not a game, and it is not for fun. Some people don't play shooter games, but they watch murders on TV or in the movies. And they say, I'm not actually doing anything. I am just watching. But I want to say that watching people die should not be for fun either. The Bible warns us to be careful what we watch. Psalm 101:3 says, I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. This is a great verse to write over the top of your television or your computer screen. And this is not just about murder either. This is true of all the commandments. Is it funny to watch people tell lies? Is it entertaining to watch people steal? Do you enjoy watching people commit adultery? These things are not for entertainment. The Bible itself has stories that involve killing, but none of them are in the Bible for fun or for entertainment. When you read them, I think you are supposed to be sad. And notice that God gave us a book, not a movie. God gave us to them to read, not to watch, because reading is not like looking. There are things in life that might be okay to read about, but you should not watch them. Death is a part of life, and people die in many stories. But here are some questions you can ask yourself if you are watching someone and they are dying in a movie, in a video. Are they showing it in slow motion? Are you seeing it close up? Are you seeing it in graphic detail? These are clues that this is a depiction of death that is not good, that is not educational. But you say, I'm not watching for fun. I am watching something educational. It's a documentary. It's history. Okay, the Bible has stories that are not for fun. They are for us to learn from. Romans 15 says they were written for our instruction. So if you watch something and you say, that wasn't for entertainment, that was for education, then I will ask you, okay, what did you learn? Are you really learning from what you're watching? Or is that just an excuse because you like it? Other people say, I play war games, not because I like killing, because I like strategy. Well, okay, some games are almost all strategy. Even first-person shooter games can involve some strategy. But is that the fun part? Or is the shooting the fun part? Do you spend most of the game strategizing? Or do you spend most of the game shooting? I know that God doesn't want us to murder. He doesn't want us to think thoughts of murder either. I don't think God is pleased when we watch killing or pretend to kill for entertainment either. This is too serious and too important. So this is the 6th commandment. Don't murder. Don't think murderous thoughts about other people. And don't enjoy murder either.